The opening of the Mike O'Mara Show is brought to you by Spencer & Devin Shaving Cream. Spencer & Devin uses natural ingredients, wonderful good stuff, shea butter. How do you like to bathe in that?
It's
How do you
great
like
on
to
a bagel.
Wipe that all over your body.
Yes.
No harsh chemicals, and we're thanking TMOS listeners for their support. You can save big on the perfect stocking stuffer now through the end of December while supplies last. You can save 10% off one item and 20% off two or more. This is a complicated code. It's not the same as our normal code, so please be aware of it. It's SDTMOS. It's just the same code we usually use with SD in front of it and 10 after it. So that's SDTMOS10.
Right.
And it's 10, not the word 10.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. 10. SDTMO. Forget it. Really. Try.
No,
Give
no.
us credit
No,
if you can.
don't forget
No,
it.
But
dude,
my
just
God in
do it.
heaven.
Remember it.
It's like a Nike thing.
SDTMOS10.
Just do
Who
it.
came up with that? I want to know. I want their name.
We went through.
It's
Mr.
spelled Diaz.
Spencer and Devin. Yes, I know we went through it, Oscar. I'm sorry.
Remember?
Spencer and Devin shaving cream is good to your face. How's your stomach?
I feel great.
Good.
Oh, good.
Spencer and
You look good.
That's a lie. Spencer and Devin shaving
So is
cream
mine.
is good to your face, whether you have a tough beard, sensitive skin, or both. In lovely, lovely scents,
Yes.
flavors, sagebrush,
Yeah.
spice, or unscented. And this holiday, save big with the code. Anybody remember?
SDTMOS10.
There you go.
That's right.
At Spencer and Devin, SpencerDevin.com, or click their ad on our website. Spencer and Devin shaving cream, smooth the savage blade.
Yes.
Boo! Boo! Christmas time is fun time and yum time when you make this old-timey favorite with a modern twist. It's Mother Elston's Holiday Ginger Balls.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God, the best.
I remember.
You'll dazzle the folks at your next secret cult meeting with this taste treat. Simply steal your neighbor's Halloween pumpkin that the jackass still has on his porch.
That's me.
Scoop out the rotting pumpkin meat with a 1-inch melon baller and string the flesh onto butcher's twine to make a festive necklace to complement your holiday finery.
That's
Isn't that
nice.
clever?
Yeah.
While you wear it, breathe with your mouth and take the hollowed pumpkin and pour in 16 ounces of spoiled Dairyland table cream.
Hey.
Stir in 2 cans of Bumblebee tuna, a cup and a half of Brock Cinnamon Imperials.
Oh, yeah, the Red Hots, Mike.
Oh.
They're great.
Red Hots.
Let me start.
Yes, please.
Stir in 2 cans of Bumblebee tuna,
2 cans.
a cup and a half of Brock Cinnamon Imperials candies, 10 olives stuffed with blue cheese, 4 tablespoons of sous bee honey,
Yes.
and a sweaty turban.
Oh.
How do you...
We've used steep twice. Let's steep for 20 minutes
Lot of
while
steeping.
making an anal roux to thicken the broth.
Oh, now you've gone too far.
Add Heinz chili sauce, 2 cups Bosnian walnuts, and 16 homosexual carrots.
What?
Food process until uncombined, invert, and chill overnight in a 325-degree oven.
Try to invert that.
Spread an even layer on a discarded dry cleaner's bag and top with
Kraft
Baby Marshmallows.
Yeah.
Serve on a freshly waxed Buick with a steaming cup of Grey Poupon and gin.
Yeah.
Another holiday favorite
Sure is.
from Kraft. Merry Christmas, idiots. And
You're up tomorrow, Mike.
Yes, thank you. There you go.
Yay.
That's our recipe of the day, and now it's time for our birthdays because it's Thursday, and we all know what that means, ladies and gentlemen. Let's open up the mailbag. We got a lot of
It's
them
a
right
big
now.
bag, Mike.
And Mark, would you be a dear?
Yes.
I believe I have spectacles that are in the kitchen.
Oh, he's going to need
I'm on it.
those.
We have a lot of reading on today's show.
The
and
first
so-
Greek that had bad eyesight. His name was Spectacles.
Yes, Kate Kosinski.
Gesundheit.
Spelled just like the Unabomber, turned 33 last Thursday. Her boyfriend thinks she'd like to hear a greeting from Oscar's gingerbread man. So
nice.
for Kate Kosinski, Oscar,
Happy birthday, Kate.
there you go.
Well, that's not
Oscar
the
didn't want to do it.
It's really coming
All
along.
our prerogatives. All our prerogatives. Listening to Mike
Wait,
since...
wait, I'll give it to her.
Okay, go
I
ahead.
feel like
I do the same
an
thing.
a-hole.
I know, I do too. Sometimes
Damn
I do.
it.
Thank you, Mark.
Happy birthday, Kate.
There we go.
Yay.
What about your buttons?
I'm just a clown.
What about your buttons?
We all
Oh, damn it. Not the gumdrop buttons.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Yeah, that's great. Good night.
Listening to
out.
Mike since 1991, Oscar Fernandez turned. I just read them like they're
I
written.
understand, Mike.
Oscar Fernandez turned 34 this week.
Or something.
As a Salvadoran who admires Bolivian culture, this Oscar would like our Oscar to sing the Bolivian national anthem, "Reading Rainbow." You're getting a workout at the beginning
but
of
it's
this.
not the Bolivian national anthem.
He says it is.
No, but he's
it's his
joking.
birthday.
I got it.
All right.
Take a look. It's in a book. Happy birthday. It's a reading rainbow.
Thank you very much.
Nice.
On Monday, Derek Flores turned 30. He never misses an episode and shops our Amazon page and would like to hear Rob and Mike give him a greeting in their best Baltimore accents.
It's Dancing Monkey Day.
Yeah.
No,
You're
sorry.
right.
Sometimes
Okay.
we say no.
All right, it's
I'm
arbitrary.
really
It's
sorry.
random, it's arbitrary.
Consider
I said
this,
no, I
this is
remember.
birthday disappointment. You know, and you're
You
more,
can't always get what you want.
I'm so sorry. But way to go, Derek.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Flores.
This is the Bolivian national anthem.
Is this it?
Sorry, I've got my headphones on. Otherwise, I'd take my hats off.
How do you
My
have
hat off.
Rainbow.
I have everything. It's a reading rainbow.
Trey Stewart of instantly. Derek Flores, how you doing there, boy?
Hope it's a great birthday, there, boy.
We can't disappoint.
I know.
Trey Stewart of Wilmington, North Carolina, has been listening for 18 years. He turned 32 on Tuesday and would like us to give him a call.
What?
Do we have his number right here?
His number is there. It's up to you whether we call him or not.
All
I
right.
can pull it up on the Skype.
Yeah, why don't we push it to the bottom of the list and we'll call him?
Yeah.
Very good. We'll do that
That's
at
fine.
the
The
end.
French describe
I'll
him
give
as
you,
being...
what I'll do, Mark, is I'll give you the first page when I'm done with it.
You got it.
Daphne Murphy turned 30 on Tuesday because she's from Buffalo, New York. She'd like a greeting from fellow Buffalonian Jimmy Cerrito. I never say no to that.
I like
you know.
that.
Well, Daphne Murphy, hope you have a great day. Ask me why the chicken crossed the road, Rob.
Why'd the chicken cross the road, Jim?
To get to Jimmy's. Amy Jenkins.
Still playing the Bolivian national
Carla
anthem.
and I both laughed that same way, and I don't know why that makes me laugh so much. I was in the restaurant, and it's my daughter Elizabeth and I that were laughing at that. Then I told Carla, and she laughed the same way. There was
can't.
something. Jimmy is
Because
doing
it's
his
Jimmy.
Jimmy is doing his chicken dance.
Yes.
And he has his daughter, and he comes in, and they're carrying him out of the. It's just so beautiful.
It is.
I mean, there ought to be restaurants like this in every city. They're carrying Jimmy into the bar. Then he has the mayor present him with a plaque, and then he brings his daughter up, and he says, "Hey, Kelsey, why did the chicken cross the road?" And Kelsey doesn't miss a beat and goes, "To get to Jimmy."
You know,
Just
it's
made me
really...
unhinge my jaw.
Jimmy is like Bizarro Oscar, because Oscar usually gets carried out of that bar.
That's true.
So-
In
That's true,
reverse.
and it can't happen soon enough for me.
That's I agree.
I want to be when you get the
New Year's.
I went.
I'm
really?
spending New Year's at Jimmy's Old Town Tavern.
Oh, and are you going to be
That's
cleared?
when I start drinking.
Oh God, I want to be.
be awesome.
You know what? Let's plan on at the very least,
Yes.
texting each other and maybe FaceTiming each other.
I'm all in.
Let's try to do.
Say
You're
yes.
going to be at Jimmy's because I'd love to call
Yeah, it'll be a lot
you.
of fun.
Dirty FaceTiming?
Because I got no idea where I'm going to be. on
Shirtless
New Year's Eve.
FaceTiming with Mike O'Mara?
Amy Jenkins got her whole office listening to TMOS. Her birthday was Tuesday, and the office would like us to sing her our traditional birthday song. This is to Amy Jenkins.
All right.
Boy, this is going to be.
This is-
We're not
Yeah.
even a third of the way
I
there.
know.
Happy birthday,
Birthday
Amy
to you.
Jenkins.
Birthday to you.
Also celebrating
Sponsored by Viagra.
also celebrating Tuesday was Andrew Finley, who enjoyed our Reno show with his brother. Just a shout out would do nicely. Shout. And Victor's wife Suzanne had a birthday Tuesday. He'll get her a last name if we give her a greeting from Baltimore Billy. Already did it. Jason Anderson turned 26 again yesterday. He's been listening for 15 years, and his girlfriend would like us to give him a shout out. Well, we're doing it right now. And Laura Lee Kendall is about the same age as your charming host, but prettier. She had a birthday yesterday after hearing every single podcast we've ever done.
Right.
God bless you, Laura. Have a happy birthday.
I love her product, the Kendall Fire.
Today, Ryan Horner turns 31, and he says he'd like a fiery greeting from Jack Cassidy. Hello, Ryan. Hope you have a lovely birthday. Hope you enjoy. I hope you get a cigarette holder. Jack Cassidy.
Oh, you are again?
Jack Cassidy. That's right. It's Matt Siri's birthday.
That's right.
His wife, Emma, asked us for a shout-out for Matt. Matt Series, happy birthday.
There you go.
It's also Brett Lee's 39th birthday today. He's a big fan of the Scott Shannon Lifesaver commercial or Charlie. That's like he's giving us a choice.
Yeah, he is giving you a choice.
Sorry.
Hey, I'm taking C, none of the
None
above.
of the above. Sorry, Charlie.
Yeah. The Shannon thing is a very, very selective and spontaneous
I think
thing.
it may
Charlie comes out whenever.
Charlie?
Yay.
Charlie, do you think we should do Shannon one more time before the holiday is out?
Oh, yes, Rob. Oh, yes.
Maybe next week?
Maybe.
Okay, good seeing you at Mike's party last week.
And it's a Thursday birthday for Danielle Conroe, who turns 29. As a hot new mom, she'd like a greeting from former President Bill Clinton. Well, I just hope that you're putting cocoa butter on that distended belly of yours. And if you need some help, I could help. And happy Mother's Milk. All right. Anyway.
Really? That's how we went with
Today
it?
is also a birthday for Susan Druin. Her husband says she's one of 3 conservative Christians who still listen to this show.
Amazing,
Nice.
isn't it?
But they've been listening since WAVA, and Susan loves Charlie. Well, God bless you real good.
What do you want
that's
for
nice,
Christmas, Charlie?
A crucifix? All right. A special happy birthday.
I didn't realize you were still
She'll-
going to Mass.
She'll remember that one.
Yes, she will.
A special happy birthday to our photographer extraordinaire, Tab Patterson.
Yay, Tab.
Who Rob will be speaking about in the show today because Tab is, Rob was gay for Tab, and now Rob is even more gay
Oh,
for
yes,
Tab.
I just
It's about
became
time.
he turned me into a bottom.
And happy birthday to Demetrius.
Wasn't that big a turn.
Demetrius Karageorgis.
That's right.
Demetrius Karageorgis is 50 today. He just received our road trip DVD because it took that long to get it to his home in Athens, Greece.
That's true.
Long time.
So he
friend of
really
the
is
show.
Greek.
Yes, he
Tomorrow is Lori Legate's 40th birthday in Las Vegas. She'd like to hear our traditional birthday song. Happy birthday, Lori Legate. Thank you.
Greece.
Richard Spagnola is a good boy. He's having a birthday tomorrow and says, as our biggest gay fan, he'd like to hear Charlie call him a fag or get a greeting from Rob. Well, I don't want to do the former,
Right.
so Rob, give him a greeting.
I don't know if I say anything to him, I queer the deal.
I get it.
Clear the deal.
Saturday
Who
is
says that still?
Michael
Rob.
Lee's. Rob does
All the
You see
time.
Rob's face. We'll talk about Rob's Facebook. Rob was very active on Facebook, and it was very entertaining to me.
You know what?
Including something that I actually got into. You know,
Censorship on, or you know what? The rules of the FCC will always fall into terrestrial radio.
Yes.
Rob's got a lot to learn.
Yes, amen.
Because I'm a newcomer to the biz, Oscar.
And
Saturday-
being a bottom.
Teach me, won't you?
Michael Lee's birthday. He'd like Rob's impression of Oscar to wish him a happy birthday.
It's going to be a great birthday or something.
It's Joe Flores' 33rd birthday on Saturday. He buys all the books for his master's program through Amazon and
Nice.
our Amazon page. He'd like Bane to ask him which will break first on my birthday, my spirit or my body. I wish I could do. Bane requires a little technical
does.
stuff,
It does.
and we're short of time.
We'll get to it.
The Lord's Day is also Alan Williamson's birthday. He turns 55 this year. As a theater professor at a university in Richmond, he needs. He couldn't say it. He couldn't let us know the university.
it's gotta be
It's gotta
VCU.
VCU, or it could be the University of Richmond.
No, you don't go to Richmond for theater. You go to VCU for theater.
It'll become clear.
Randall, my buddy Randall, guitar. He went to University of Richmond. I think he played shortstop.
Yeah, but he didn't go there for theater.
He didn't theater.
Well, you go there when you're a good student.
So it's got to be VCU.
Yeah, VCU. Go Rams, go.
He needs Rob to run up to Pleasance Hardware, so I guess that confirms it,
Okay.
to get 25 feet of fallopian tubing.
Fallopian tubing? That'll
Do
come
they
in
have
handy.
that at the hardware store?
Pleasance has everything. I'll be right back.
That's funny. Come back with fallopian tubing. I like that. Monday, it's John Schreiber's 33rd. He loves
Great on the Dukes of Hazzard.
He loves a clip from Rob's Magic Audio Vault
Snyder.
called Tenor Fail. I love that
You
too.
know
and
what?
I
Let
hope
me
you
see
guys
if I
prepare that.
might have it.
Okay, let's see what happens.
I have no prep today.
This might be my favorite.
It is
might
called
be-
Tenor Fail. Yeah.
Let's
University of Richmond, a good university, right? Hard
Yeah,
to get
the
into.
Sp-
I believe
Spiders.
it's not easy to get.
Yeah, I
don't
heard
know.
it's pretty hard.
It's a good one.
challenging.
Randall got in.
Let's go to the hardware store.
And maybe it just got challenging.
Yeah, maybe because he played ball, he got in there. So this is the Tenor Fail.
I don't have it, Mike.
Oh no!
I don't
I
have
thought
it.
you boys get together.
Sometimes we do.
Oh man, that's now it's a quest.
But I know something that'll be in tomorrow's audio vault. For
Okay,
you.
good.
Good
So,
reason to come
for
to work
tomorrow,
tomorrow,
then.
Mike.
John, listen tomorrow for the Tenor Fail. And our birthday of the week belongs to Matt Williams, who's celebrating tomorrow. Matt shops our Amazon page, bought our Reno road trip DVD, and got his vision improved at TLC Laser Eye Center.
Wow.
Bought our Dick Queasy t-shirt and lost 20 pounds on weight.
How about that, huh?
And he said, Jesus, should you advertise on this show?
Yeah,
Ladies and
I think
gentlemen.
maybe you
Perhaps.
should.
Jeez, my God. And he says he's looking into Encore Insurance.
Good.
Because he never wants the show to go away again. Well, you keep that up,
Yeah,
my friend.
thank
You'll
you,
be
man.
fine. Now, this is a massive letter here, and it's our last one
It
of the
should be
mailbag.
fun, though.
Michael Kelly writes, Buzz, I don't know if it's too late to include, but would you mind adding me to the birthdays this week? My name is Mike Kelly, and I'm turning 40. I grew up listening to Mike. I have listened to him since I was in high school, and I'm a huge fan of all of you guys. Instead of a birthday request, I have a story to relate. I know it's a little long, but I had to pass it on. To celebrate my upcoming birthday, my wife took me to the Poconos for a short getaway.
They're going to have sex, Mike.
When we got there, I realized I'd left an audio cord at home that I needed to hook my iPod into the hotel stereo.
They love the show.
We went hunting for a Radio Shack. I don't know if it's because it was so far from home or if I was just feeling festive because of the trip. But when the Radio Shack employee asked me for my name at checkout, I promptly replied in my best Mike O'Mara voice, "Don't you know who I am? I'm Jack Cassidy."
That is hilarious.
Undeterred, he then asked for my address. My response, what do you mean my address? I'm Jack Cassidy.
Mike, do you marvel at such an obscure, useless impression being embraced by so many people?
That's what makes me laugh.
I mean, really?
So no one would get this.
No, not at all.
This is a very narrow. This is not a common impression.
No, you are narrowcasting.
Okay. Undeterred, he then asked for my address. My response was, what do you mean? My address? I'm Jack Cassidy. I'm the devil. My address is hell. Can't you see my red tights? I asked as I backed away from the counter, pointing to my jeans. I'm Jack Cassidy.
That's awesome.
The store fell silent.
God, I guess so.
I'm hurting. My wife had managed to wedge herself between the wall and some sort of prepaid wireless phone display. Thoroughly embarrassed and wishing she were anywhere else. The employee evidently had no more questions for Jack Cassidy. Oh, God. So I strode out of the store, summoning my wife as I went. Come, woman, I said. Jack Cassidy requires a seafood platter at the Long John Silver's across the street. As the glass door swung shut behind me, I turned to face the Radio Shack employee who still stared at me. Unsure what exactly was happening, I made sure to shout loud enough for him to hear me through the now closed door. I'm Jack Cassidy.
That's awesome.
Thanks for all you
Oh, my
do.
God.
I have a 2-hour commute to work, and thanks to TMOS, I spent most of my time showing my teeth laughing as I drive. Well, brother, let me tell
God,
you
that's
something.
great.
Michael Kelly, you seriously have made us laugh, and now we go from a great joy to potentially great disaster.
Potentially.
We are going to.
Oh, we're going to try this?
We're going to call a listener on his birthday. Do we have his name, Mark Ronick?
Yes, his name is Trey.
Trey. We're going to
Trey.
call Trey. That is a killer.
That is.
That is a
That was a fun one.
and I don't care if he made it up. I think it's fantastic.
That's right. And we normally don't like long letters, but we'll make an exception for that one.
I love the fact that his wife had to hide.
Get ready for the quick cue, Rob.
You got it.
You
You
got it
point
ready? You
and
got
I'm ready to
standing
go.
by?
Yeah.
Okay.
Calling Trey on his birthday.
I think you'll enjoy this. I think I maybe telescoped it a little bit, but I think you're going to enjoy it next to say. He's not going to be answering.
Of course.
So today,
Maybe you could leave him a
Thursday,
message.
Why would you do that?
on the Mike O'Mara show.
And maybe he thought we weren't going to call.
We should only allow Trey.
Then why did he ask?
Because it's Trey, and I knew it would be a great joy.
You have reached the voicemail box of Trey Stewart. Mr. Stewart is not able to take your call at this time. Please be kind enough to leave your name, number, and a short message after the audible signal.
At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hello, Trey. This is Mike O'Mara from the Mike O'Mara Show. You requested that we call you on your birthday. We have never called anyone from our birthday segment since we have been doing the show for 3 years. You are the first one, and we went to your answering machine. So I would like to now rescind my birthday greeting to you, Trey, because you are an incredible hump. Have a great day, Jack Cassidy!
You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Let's get down to business.
From the entertainment capital of the world.
There has never been a kid who didn't believe, vaguely but insistently, that he would be stricken blind before he reached 21, and then they'd be sorry.
Why, it's Ralph.
Come on in, Ralph. Where you been?
He's carrying a cane.
What is it, Ralph? What happened?
Why, he's blind.
Blind? Oh, my God.
Ralph, is it something we did?
What brought you to this lowly stage?
Ralph, please tell us, no matter how it hurts. What did we do? No, I can't. Oh, please, Ralph, I must know what we did. What brought you to this?
Please.
Please. Please?
It was?
Yes. Yes.
Soap poisoning.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. Mike O'Mara, Buzz Burbank, Rob Speedway, Oscar Santana. And now, from his couch, here's Mike.
One of the coolest things about doing this show is when a listener can make us laugh like that.
I love it.
That was a great letter, and once again, I want to thank, is it Mike or whatever?
No, it's Jack Cassidy.
Jack Cassidy, right. Thank you.
Jack Cassidy.
Live from the Cappy Pfeiffer Studios, it's America's most beloved podcast. This is the Mike O'Mara Show. We are heard in 150 countries, downloaded 16 million times, and our show today is brought to you by Sherry's Berries. We love Sherry's Berries.
They're huge.
This
They're delicious.
is what I would call, in gift terms, a slam dunk.
Yeah.
If you want to make somebody, a very special day, great thing to send to the office. This will stop productivity at an office in a second. You can deliver this, and people will love it. They're enormous. I don't know where they get these, atomic berries that they have.
Mars.
But they're fantastic, and they're dipped in chocolate with toppings and all that good stuff. This week, save over 40% with prices starting at just $19.99, and you can double your berries for just $10 more. Hurry, this offer expires Friday at midnight. Go to berries.com, click the microphone, and enter the proper code, TMOS.
Nice.
That's berries.com, berries.com, and use the code TMOS. On the program today, lots to talk about. I will tell you all about a first for me last night.
Really?
A wonderful rehearsal with a symphony orchestra.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah, and Rob, you can relate to this in comedy circles.
Yeah.
Not the best room.
Oh.
But anyway. Yeah.
Gee, I'm surprised.
Hello, water. I'm fish.
Yeah.
I'm out of you.
It was
Thank
a
you.
little what they call a little bit of a cold room.
Yeah, but it was, he said be there for 45 minutes, was there for an hour and a half.
And
literally was there to the point where the voice began to go.
Oh, dear.
And I got a pretty good instrument over my career. I had laryngitis twice in over almost a 30-year career.
Right.
And this was one where at the end I'm going, okay.
What would have been great? Remember when
man.
the symphony people said, "I assume you can read music"? What if you had said to them, "I assume you can read a clock"?
That came up.
Oh, really?
Yeah. No, the symphony, the music reading thing came up, and it's. I'll tell you all about it.
I can't wait.
It's interesting. Also, the Reno 2012 DVD and party. I got some questions from Mark about that. I'd like to know. We're having our party this coming Friday, and I just
tomorrow
have a few,
tomorrow night. Mike.
Tomorrow night, a few questions about that.
Understandable.
Like, he's ready.
One question
he knows
answered.
me. He's starting to know me. He's starting to know me very
Only took
well.
3 years, Mike.
There it is.
Oh, that looks.
There it is.
That's
Look at that.
A little disappointing.
Oh,
What?
I love the
No, I'm
back.
kidding. It looks wonderful.
I love the back.
It's
Yeah,
beautiful.
It's nice. Isn't
Oh,
it?
I love the back.
Looks great.
I'm embarrassed by the front and love the back.
Why are you embarrassed by the front?
I didn't. Look, I have a healthy ego. I have a tremendous ego. I just think it makes me look like I'm Hitler.
No, because your hand is
no.
pointing up.
Yes.
So this
what
is
you're
it?
doing is you're offering a
That's
globe.
it.
And this is the rough cut, huh?
That's the
That's it.
That's the original copy,
This
the
is
first
the-
copy
Oh
ever
my
made.
God!
Hey, would you like me to
incredible.
sign that for you?
Yeah, Rob, please put your John Hancock on it. So there
That's
it
beautiful.
is. there is our Road Trip 2012 DVD. And we are going to be selling these at Quench, our debut party, and we'll sign them for you free of charge.
No salutations.
No extra charge for the signature.
We're whores. Hey, I'm sorry. I got no excuses. This is how I feed my family.
True.
My expanding family.
That's right.
So got to be aware of that.
That's
also,
right. The dictator's having a child.
Get a chance to maybe we can talk about this guy, John McAfee, I love the guy. He cracks me up. The concert for Sandy, you get a chance to look at it?
I thought it was
Good.
fantastic.
We'll talk about that. Question about Trip Affleck. Why does Rob frown? The Golden Globes and Good Morning America. Hottie alert. I got one for you. She's a sub, and you got to be hip to this lady. Man, it's been a long time since I pulled the TV closer just to look at a hottie.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah,
Rob's
very
a
unique.
sub also.
Very, very unique. Okay, but let's start out with a gift. This came from Amazon? Right?
Yes, it did. It arrived on my porch yesterday.
A box.
And it's a big box.
A rove? Is that a word?
No, it's not.
No. It arrived.
Don't hurt yourself.
That's a good sign, usually.
Yeah.
There you go.
And I think there should be a note with it.
All right, hold on.
Big orange envelope.
I love to see, a client.
From Amazon.
Yeah.
It's so funny to call them a client.
They are a client.
Makes us sound so legitimate.
Well, let's keep that up. Let's keep
Is
the
there
ruse alive.
Mark, do you think there's somebody at Amazon that even knows we exist?
I'm going to tell you yes.
Really?
Ooh.
Oh, I'd
Wow.
like to hear that.
I'm going to say
That's
no.
what I'm telling you.
That's the same gene in him that had the DVD ready to go.
Good Irish girl. This is a gift note from Megan McCormick.
Sure, and don't you know?
Dear Mike,
Congratulations to you and Carla. Hopefully, this will get you through the first 3 weeks after your little bundle of joy arrives. Happy holidays, and thanks for making me laugh every day from Megan McCormick.
Oh, that's
that's
sweet.
nice.
Hi, Megan.
That's
nice.
great. And then she went back to the kitchen and poured a glass of whiskey.
No, does it say on there what it is? Or are you going to actually open it? Do we get to see what it is?
oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
That's what's
We'd
the
rather
point.
see it, I think, than read about
Yeah.
it.
Point. Let's see.
Yeah, what do we got
Besides,
there?
it's fun to open
it's
boxes.
There
big.
you go. Uh-oh.
Yeah, it is.
Mike's covered in
someone
box.
All right,
Mike's
it's
covered in box.
Yeah.
You know how long it's been since I've used that sentence?
That used to happen to me all the time. Hey, you man.
Cardboard avalanche.
I think I know what it is already.
Really?
Yeah.
Based on the wrapping?
Just in general from the note.
It's
Okay.
a blue bag.
I'm not going to spoil it.
You know what that is? That's Amazon gift wrapping. Isn't it pretty?
It is.
I'm not going to spoil it.
All right.
Yeah, the
I don't
gift
mind.
wrapping is nice.
Incidentally,
I
I'm going to
recognize
say
the
this right
blue
now. We'll discuss this later on as things get
Heated.
further down the road. I mean, we are not going to jump the gun on anything as we get everything checked out here. But the fact is that, yeah, we're going to register for the baby.
Of course, where?
Well, I don't know.
I'll tell you the best place.
Thank you, Rob. Thank you.
Tiffany.
Thank you.
Target.
All right, here.
Because Target has
Amazon.com.
everything.
It's another box.
Tiffany and Company.
Pampers.
Hey, it's
I knew it.
I got
diapers.
Pampers.
Nice.
I got. Thank you. They're called Swaddler's Newborn.
Okay.
That's terrific.
That's a great gift.
Thank you. Thank you
That's
very
what I
much.
God,
thought
it's a
it
whole
was.
case of them.
Thank you.
When she said the first 3 weeks, I
Thank
said,
you.
okay.
Very
That's
generous.
cool.
Try not
And
to use those up before the baby gets
I
here.
rarely will I say don't send stuff, but please, people, keep that down to a dull roar.
Yeah.
We got a long way to go.
Yeah.
So just
Really, the third
just be
trimester
cool.
is when gifts are most
Third
welcome.
trimester. Thank
Yes.
you, Rob. And I agree with that. Let's do third trimester.
'Cause we have no
That
storage.
should be,
So
that
does
should be
Marcia.
cool. So
Sorry.
That was her advice.
That's right.
yeah. Oh god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you can pry it out of her.
Maybe an email to Carla.
Yeah.
But anyway. Kind of essential.
Yeah, understood.
It's just, I know she's been doing a lot of that lately after the party. But,
Yes, that's true.
you know.
The trail of carnage.
Yes, yeah. I don't know. She was in a way that way. That
I
day.
had a lovely time.
Good. I'm glad. Okay, rehearsing with the symphony last night, 7:30. I've got this performance coming up on Sunday where I will be reading The Three Little Cajun Pigs. It has. It is an undertaking, and I think that's what Jim Villani wrote me in an email today. It's a bit of an undertaking when you're coordinating reading with symphony music that is not necessarily completely rhythmic, but then there are times when it is rhythmic.
It's made complicated by the fact that you might just be a moron.
So as
I am a moron.
So as it turns out, it is kind of helpful to be able to read music in order to work with.
Yeah,
this.
but what I'm reading is the book.
Right.
And the book with he stayed with me after Friday's show or Monday's show.
Right.
And went over the stops and the starts and the cues. Simple the way he did it, and then when we got in front of the symphony orchestra,
did he change?
No, he's consistent.
When he talks to you,
Cool.
does he talk a little, I don't mean this in a bad way, but a little down to you?
No, he is. He
treat
could
you
not,
like a child?
Jim Villani could not be.
He's a nice
nicer.
fella.
No, he is a
and
nice
there was
guy,
no
yeah.
change at all. As
Good.
a matter of fact,
Good.
so this thing, the problem I had is that I walk in to the school where they're rehearsing, not at the Symphony Hall that
Right.
they're going to be at on
Auditorium.
Sunday, and I walk in and I hear and they're all there,
Tuning up.
75 pieces.
75, and they're all there. I mean, no, not like a skeleton crew. This is the whole symphony.
It's not just
orchestra.
the rhythm group, Mike.
Well, this is, I think, look, I know nothing about classical music other than I like to listen to it occasionally, and I will tell you that in my humble opinion, this, I think, is the way it's done.
Yeah, they're not messing around
I don't
here.
think there are no-shows.
For
I
a
think
suburb, this is very impressive.
everybody's on
do
deck.
they have outfits, or are they in their civvy clothes?
Everybody's in their civvies,
Sure.
and I am too. And I walk backstage and I look over and there they all are, and like they're kind of in between those side curtains they have on a
right.
stage, you know.
Yes.
And I look over and Jim's preparing stuff, and I walk in and I'm like, "Hi, how are you?" And he's like, "Hey, how are you? Thanks for coming." And I don't get any direction. I'm like, "Do I walk?" He said, "Yeah, we've got a chair for you out there." And so they've got a lone chair sitting in front of the entire symphony orchestra,
and it has a post-it on it that says disc jockey.
Oh, there's actually, very thoughtful. There's a bottle of water on there.
That's good.
Which
That
I
is
never
thoughtful.
use. I'm not good at wetting my whistle when I have to. So I go out there and I said, "Do I follow you?" He said, "Yeah, just come right out." And so we walk out, and Jim gets up on the what do they call it? The podium or the
lectern?
The lectern. What the hell is it called? Isn't there a name for it in symphony
I
music?
believe it is called the podium. Is it
The
not?
podium, and it's where they conduct from.
Right.
Conductor's
He goes,
stand.
"Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mike O'Mara. He will be reading the." This is Mike O'Mara. He will be reading the Three Little Cajun Pigs.
Meanwhile, someone shoots a spitball out of their oboe.
I heard a pigeon.
No, it was what they do is
damn it.
they've got their instruments, and they go like this. They go.
Oh, so it's like
they hit
applause.
their knee, but that's what you hear.
Oh, that's
this.
how they applaud. You mean?
That's how they applaud.
Oh, okay,
Because I
right.
guess they need one hand to hold their instrument.
Right.
Isn't that
I don't know.
lazy?
I always
That's
do.
lazy.
I don't think it's lazy.
That's
but
lazy.
They all did it. They all did it
That's
simultaneously.
what the alcoholics at the wedding do because they don't want to put their drink down when someone's toasting. They slap their knee.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Mike
I've seen it
O'Mara.
happen.
I've done that before.
Violin harder to replace than a drink.
I've done that before. It's like, yeah, it's a good show.
Yeah.
Good.
So,
Did you
stuff.
find it?
Congratulations.
Were you honored by it?
Huh?
Were you honored? Did it make you feel good?
No. I immediately, as soon as I walked out on the stage, I felt just waves of discomfort.
Really?
Even when
Real
they
waves of
patted their knee
discomfort.
for you?
They were very fine. There was one or two of them that kind of smiled. But the bulk of them.
Any idea why? To what do you attribute their
I
discomfort?
think what they are is they are serious music reading musicians who pay attention to what they need to do. They want to get it right. They do it because the love of the music. I think it's a volunteer orchestra,
Right.
And
but they're playing a piece about pigs.
well, it's a child's piece,
Right.
and I think there was work to be done.
Yes, of course.
And I was
It's
there to
serious
do the
business.
work, and so I've got to hit the cues. And I swear to God, I don't have a chance. I mean, nobody's going to know.
You'll get hand cues.
Nobody's going to know except the orchestra leader, and I don't want to disappoint him.
In essence, Mike, what you're doing
Yes.
is you're reading over a music bed.
Yes.
Whether
Yeah.
or not you hit the posts is, if you hit one by luck, that'll be great.
And the
well, when
conductor
you
can
have
help.
to say and whack, and it has to hit a music cue.
Oh, I did not know that.
And when you have to say,
Oh, boy.
"Oh, piggy," with an oboe going bum bum bum,
Oh my
God.
God.
I'm scared out of my.
Did
ass.
they give you an MP3 of the piece so you can practice?
Nope.
Well, why would they?
No, but the thing is, I'm going to practice there. The dress rehearsal is 2:00, so I will have an hour and a half prior to the
weeping.
concert to sobbing uncontrollably to get it right, and I'll do the best I can. But here's the fun
I'll
part.
be rooting for you.
They've added something to the program, and this is something
Pole dancing?
everybody can relate to. This is exciting. I get to conduct the orchestra in Jingle Bells at the end of the concert.
Yay!
Wow, cool.
And that's worth
cool.
the whole thing.
It sure is.
Did they give it to you after they saw you conduct in the last DVD we did? They said, this guy knows what he's
The
doing.
Iowa marching
Oh, that's
band.
right. That's now I have now conducted a major college marching band and an orchestra.
Yeah.
Update
your resume.
I am not lying. When I got done, this was 7:30. It's a little before, probably at about 9 o'clock. And I'm standing up there, and I'm walking out because we finished.
Right.
We go through all the details, then we do a complete run-through that we also had to stop. Because of me.
Oh.
And I'm walking out, and I said, thank you very much. Good night, everybody. And I'm making a little, I'd make a little joke like that. Well, I think that the problem is that I don't read any music. Okay, let's get going now like that. And I think at one point I made fun of him, where I said, don't yell at me. And it was just it was
the musicians never talk back to the
they don't.
Yeah, no.
He's made fun of Toscanini.
This is not like our world. This is the real world.
Tell me about
discipline.
People that behave with discipline and honor and decency.
Well,
we have
not
words.
like our little
But you know
band
what,
of
Mike?
pirates.
You only answer to the conductor, and the conductor's going to give you cues. He's going to adjust the tempo of his musicians to help you all match.
Yeah.
It's going to work
I
out
got
fine.
that. I got that vibe.
I understand the intimidation, though. I do.
Oh,
It was-
piggy.
and then I had to say it twice at a certain point, but I didn't write that down.
It'll come to you.
Yeah,
So anyway,
you'll get it.
I get done and I'm walking out, and they said, and Mike's going to be conducting. And I turned around, do you need me for that? He said, yeah, actually, if you'd like to.
Yeah.
I said, oh my God, I'd love to. So I go over. I swear to God, I stand up on the podium. I have my hands up in the air, and I hear,
Carla's calling
It's
you.
Carla!
Oh,
no! I put Carla on speaker. I said, hold on. I want you to listen to this. And I start conducting, and they nail it. I mean, this
Of
is like
course.
the whole, they've done this one
Yeah.
before. And they just, it's a little
Is it-
tentative on the piggies thing, but I mean, this thing is like, ding, 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 ding,
Is it
ding,
reminiscent?
ding,
Is it
ding.
reminiscent of like the Boston Pops arrangement, real
Yeah,
big?
yeah,
and
very
fat?
big
Oh,
arrangement.
I can't wait to hear
75
it.
pieces, and
God, I can't wait to
And
hear
they're
it.
talented musicians,
That's
and
impressive.
it was so. Carla hears that, and so as they're playing, I've got her on speaker, and they're playing, and I can't hear a thing, and I hear she's wanting to have a conversation, and I swear to God, I think it was something like, "Hello." Are you coming home?
Oh, geez.
Hello. And meanwhile, bum 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 bum, and it was
Settle down, woman. I'm working here.
9 o'clock, and it's a big deal.
What time did you get home?
9:15. 9:10. Right after I left.
9:15 this morning.
It was right around the corner. And
About the same time the concert ended.
It was a working rehearsal. It was the entire time
Real
I was
thing.
there. My nose was in that little book. Now, I have to just make one little alteration. There's only one alteration I need to do because it's a children's book, and I am to read from the book. That's part of the shtick.
Right.
Yeah.
Is you open the book up and you're turning the page and you're reading, and the copy's nice and large, and you
Right.
can read it that way. But at the very end, they've got the copy written sideways, so you have to turn the book up like a centerfold.
Right.
And
Hey, now.
so I'm going to have to deface the book and
Yeah,
tape it
use
in
a
there
razor and do it.
Or you could make
use
a
razor.
copy and just lay it into the book.
Yeah,
No.
that's true.
Yeah,
Don't do
but he
that.
said you were going to mark up the book anyway for cues.
Well,
and
I'm
things,
not.
so,
The thing is, I don't have. I could have asked for a Sharpie early on,
Right.
but I've marked the book up already, and
Yeah.
I have these cues that
Then
are
no
you know,
problem.
So
And like Jim Nance, when you are done with your performance, will you give the book to a lucky child?
yes, of course.
I would like
But I'll
for you
take my
to-
tie off.
Yes.
I have to wear a tie.
Oh, you
Anyway,
do?
yeah, we got to take a break. When we come back, more fun and more thrills on
Yeah.
the Mike O'Mara Show. Half the crap I didn't get to already. We'll be right back. Welcome back to MikeO'MaraShow.com. This comes to us from a listener. No, it's actually a statistic, is it not?
Okay.
Yes,
is
it
this
is.
the average weight gain, Buzz?
Little article I thought you'd find interesting.
I didn't come to rehearsal. The Thanksgiving through New Year's season is the biggest eating season of the year. I think most people know that.
Sure.
And that's saying something since we're a country that likes eating. So what's the damage? According to a new survey, the average weight gain in December is 4 to 5 pounds. Here are the top 5 reasons people gave for gaining weight during the holidays. More social gatherings.
Yes.
that's a lot.
Understood.
More rich comfort food is available, more stress, and a limited selection of fresh fruits and vegetables, and less physical activity.
Sounds right.
That comes from the San Francisco Business Times. For Wait Not, we talk about it all the time. They've got the strategies that can help you out. Wait Not has a wonderful special going now until Christmas. As a special gift to all of our listeners, get $100 off your Wait Not program. Wait Not is the best gift you can ever give yourself. We've had many, many success stories and people that have told us about Wait Not. If you want to get involved, it's 855-WAIT-NOT, 855-934-4486 or waitnot.com. Unbelievable results you can believe in. Okay, well, Friday night, it's our DVD launch party. We're very excited about that. I have not even gotten a chance to see it myself. That's how new and fresh this is.
Any chance that's a blank DVD in there?
No.
Very good possibility. This is our road trip DVD Reno. This is now available, and you're going to hustle and get this for Christmas for somebody who's a big fan of the show. We're going to be at Quench, and we're very excited about it, and I'm looking forward to it. I think that Michael Holstein is a video producer that's done a lot of wonderful stuff.
Mike, I did watch it.
Super
you did,
professional.
Yes.
And compare it to. We only have one to compare it to, the road trip DVD, which we loved. And how does this compare?
And Game, I want to say that Game did an amazing job on the first one. I really don't want to take away from it, but I honestly think that this one will blow everyone away.
Good.
That's great.
And
it really will.
Especially for...
Should we charge more?
The people...
Yes. I thought about that.
Yeah.
The people that were at the show in Reno, what a wonderful souvenir this is for your night to get involved in this. And so we do want you guys to grab this. But for anybody that wants to see what it's like behind the scenes, there's a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff with this.
A lot of behind-the-scenes. And it will make you laugh. I mean, there is some stuff in there that it's classic TMOS that a lot of listeners don't get to see. Cool.
Yeah, after watching it, Mark, of the principal people, who looks like the biggest a-hole?
Well, that's always you, Rom.
Okay. I was thinking this all along.
Yes.
Well, everybody here, Mark and Oscar and Buzz and myself, we all go out and we do these shows. We have lots of laughs and we enjoy each other's company. We have fun.
We do.
But Rob goes into a different mode.
Yes, he
Rob,
does.
Rob is. I don't know how you don't have to recover for 3 weeks after you come back.
Mike, I did.
Don't you remember?
You are entertaining always, and the Rob show never ends.
No.
He is.
This was sort of a
off.
legendary episode of the Rob Show that lasted for about 96 hours.
The thing that kills me is the best Rob show, the best off-air Rob show, was the night after we had done. I'd been up for 32 hours that night.
Yeah.
Rob had been right behind me.
Right.
Where you were up for 24 hours.
All I did was I went to bed before breakfast. You waited till after breakfast.
And
that's where you won.
Big difference.
And the difference is that late in the day, we had a dinner with Cappy, and we all went out, and Rob did it all over again. What time did you get to bed Monday morning?
The last thing I really clearly remember is looking at the person across the blackjack table. What is it, like 2:30? And they just held up 5 fingers.
Yeah.
It was 5 in the morning.
So you got like 3 hours of sleep in 2 days.
Flies when you're having
and
fun.
I felt great.
And no cocaine.
Well,
Not
I was out of it at that point. That is so alleged.
There's also a great scene in there with Buzz Burbank. I won't give away the details, but
It's a threesome.
Buzz does get away from the group for a little while, and
There's nudity.
It is unbelievable to watch him do what he does in this.
Very good. It is the Road Trip DVD.
Can't wait.
The only business like show business is the monkey business behind the scenes. Go backstage with the Mike O'Mara Show as Mike, Rob, Buzz, and Oscar take Reno by storm in a sold-out show at the legendary Circus Hotel and Casino, and then enjoy the highlights from their greatest live show ever. It's laughs, music, and outrageous fun from an unforgettable night. Whatever night it was, we forget. Thanks once again for supporting the show. Get Ready America, and available now. So there's your Christmas present.
It's good.
It'll be in your house for Christmas, right?
That's right.
We want to
Order
sell.
now.
We want to sell a ton of these today, so make sure you're aware of that.
Go online,
we will be
go
out
wherever.
if you are somebody that's in the D.C. area and you don't want to go online to get it, and you want to get it right away.
You can have it before you go to bed tomorrow.
We're going to have a ton of them at
We're going to have a
Quench.
ton of them there, and you can even purchase some of the VIP packages. That includes the DVD. You can do it right there at Quench.
Yeah, get it all at once.
Really, to Mark and to Michael
ABC.
Holstein and to everybody involved with getting this thing done. This was a remarkably tight schedule
Yep.
to produce and have this ready to go
Of this quality.
by this date. We are thrilled that they got this in time for you guys to get it for Christmas.
Astounding.
So
Awesome.
please make their efforts worthwhile and support the show by
Thank
getting
you.
that.
And
thing.
also
Can't wait
remember-
to watch it. I'll be watching it this afternoon.
Extra carrot, if you have your holiday finery ready, the ugliest holiday sweater at Quench tomorrow will get a signature fruitcake. So we want to see something ugly, something with sparkles on it.
One question: does Trip Affleck sleep?
No, he does not.
Why should he?
No.
He is the greatest responder on Facebook, and I just
Instant.
want to give Trip
He's very
a
responsive.
shout out and say
Tip of the
thank
hat.
you. He gets you and
Trip of the hat.
And real quick, because we got to break and go to your thing. Why do you frown when you take when you're very happy and you take your pictures of your Governor
It goes-
Christie fleece? Why do you look at the camera and go like this?
It goes back a long time.
What is that
It goes
thing
back
you
a
do?
long time ago. When
It's
someone
weird
wrote on my Facebook wall, Rob, I know you like Mel Brooks. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but there's a thing he does called the 2,000-year-old man. You should check it out. And I was so insulted
Right,
that he
because
didn't
you
think I
know.
knew this.
You knew
that
that.
I went and took my original LP, the 2,000-year-old man, and took a picture with it, frowning,
Scowling.
because I was mad.
And then it became your
And
thing.
then that night, lots of people took pictures of themselves with records, and nobody smiled. And now that's just the thing to do. You
okay,
take your
I
picture
get it.
frowning.
All right, very good.
Speaking of records, and I'm glad you brought this up.
Yes.
If you got a Rob Spiewak Christmas card, thank you, by the way.
Thanks for bringing
yes.
that
Merry
up.
Christmas.
Awesome.
You'll notice that when you get it, it's really Rob and his family. It's great,
Yeah.
great setup, great Photoshop.
Like the old Beatles album.
Yeah,
very
it's
nice.
it's phenomenal. But what really makes you feel special is when you look inside the card and it doesn't say to Oscar or anyone. It just says their names and
Right.
They're
they've
all
signed
they're
their
hand
names.
signed?
Yes. And as I tried to explain to my wonderful girlfriend, I said, she goes, well, why didn't he write something special? I said, because he took all that energy and made it all about him on the cover.
Right.
So he's done enough for himself on the cover.
And you and I, Oscar.
And on the bottom, all he had to do was sign. But he could have just given this to anybody. He said, yeah, well, that's the point. He could have said, you didn't even have the time to write to Oscar.
Well, no. Also, keep in mind, I did take the time to go through my computerized address book and print an envelope that had your name on it. I assumed you would share it with your
I have to
your
plead
girlfriend.
guilty on that. The only difference between my cards
Yes.
and Rob's cards is there will be no handwritten anything.
Wow.
Right.
There, you are going to get a card from the O'Maras, Mike, Carla, Catherine, and Elizabeth, and then your
Pre-printed?
your address will be written by hand on the front.
Oh,
Very
okay.
nice.
Yeah.
But the
Because he hasn't figured out the address book yet.
thank you, Vistaprint.
Does it make you feel better, though, if you get a card that's like has a personal note to you?
100%.
Right?
Sure.
Of course. Don't have the time.
Okay. I just
Don't have the
wanna
time. What
make
were you
sure.
going to say, bud?
Can't
was
wait to
gonna
see
say-
what Oscar writes in his card this
Oh,
year.
I don't have
Rob has so many people that he's sending cards to. You and I, we're just we're part of the crowd.
Do you send Christmas cards out?
If there's a lady in my life, she takes care of it.
Is Shannon sending cards
She
out?
is.
Okay, good. All right,
Yeah.
so because you can bust balls even if your lady's doing it.
I said to her, I said, when we do these, I think we're doing them tomorrow night.
Right.
I said
That'll be good. Like instead of Quench, or
No. Well, I won't be drinking, so I'll have time.
so
at the
you'll
end
be
of the
doing it
evening.
at Quench. How nice.
You know what?
Why
That
not
is-
just hand them out at
Boy,
Quench?
a great
stop.
idea.
We're running out of show.
I want to write a personal note because I think that's what you should do.
Maybe you're right. I just like to cover as many people as
I was
possible.
excited because I was like,
It's
oh,
hard.
look, Rob went out of his way. He actually texted me for my address, and I got the card, and it just said,
Would you like to guess how many cards I sent out this year?
how many?
225.
See what
How
I
many of
told
those
you?
people do you work with every day?
You call this work?
And before we go to break, so everybody on the show sending out Christmas cards?
Yeah.
I've got to get to CVS and pick up a
think
box.
so.
Have you chosen your pajamas yet, Mark?
No, I have not.
Or holiday cards.
Yes, my card last year, I was in pajamas.
But I bet
Christmas
you-
pajamas.
I bet you've received my Hanukkah card that I sent.
I did indeed.
very
Yes.
See, look at Buzz.
Yeah, but it arrived postage due. It's a tradition.
He's very thoughtful that he could just be honest. All right, we're gonna take a break. And incidentally, before we go to break, get ready to edit, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, kill the music because I'll make
Okay.
your edit easier.
Clean
here,
edit.
right? Kill the music. All right, I am aware now that Quentin Tarantino is 49.
Right.
Right.
That
It's
he's
my
not,
fault.
That he's not 60. You got plenty of crap. I got plenty of crap. To all those people, may I say from the bottom of my heart, suck a dick!
Thank you very kindly.
Thank you. Now we will take a break.
back to the
We will
music.
come back with Rob's Magic Audio Vault right after this. I missed the bass chord on that.
Great record.
Welcome back to MikeO'MaraShow.com, everybody. How's everybody doing? Y'all having a good time? Hey, it's brought to you by this segment, Rob's Magic Audio Vault, brought to you by SodaStream.
Yum.
We have an endorsement for SodaStream, Buzz?
We do. I hadn't had a chance to look it over because it came in at the last minute.
Jep Greer writes, "Hey, Buzz, the following is my testimonial for SodaStream.
Jep is a great guy.
I know you will correct as needed if you use it.
Uh-oh.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, unless you put it in the last minute.
I hope you're doing well. My wife Terry and I wish you and Marcia a wonderful Christmas and New Year's. We enjoyed that time that we all got together on the island.
What?
No, I'm sorry.
What are you doing?
That's a personal note.
As a self-appointed salesman and consumer for all that is TMOS, I make sure that I at least look into every sponsor of my favorite podcast.
There's another.
I ambled by the SodaStream for 3 weeks in Wegmans, sorry, Rob, before I jumped in last Sunday. My carbonated life has changed forever.
Attaboy, Jeff.
The word of the day is effervescence. Effervescence such as this is like nothing I have ever experienced. You know, I don't need to do commercials when we have these. I have ever experienced in any cola ever. I can only assume that every soda I've ever had must have been on the shelf for 6 months or more.
Maybe.
That's another thing we don't talk about.
That's true.
The freshness factor, it tastes so much better.
Yep.
To take a drink of cola that I have just created is magnificent. It tingles from your head to your very toes.
I like that.
I tell you, I'm Jack Cassidy.
Really?
What's going on?
Is it there again?
Sorry. The multitude of other flavors are a joy to explore as well. I wonder if the SodaStream folks comprehend what a great sales ploy it was to provide such well-made, well-marked, reusable bottles to the inquisitive many times daily. I'm able to push SodaStream and TMOS to the masses.
Yay.
That's interesting. So I guess
Awesome.
he takes it to work and
Yeah.
he shows people what he's got there.
Tells them
And they
about us.
admire my unique bottle that generates that most wonderful, fresh pop when open. Thanks, SodaStream. Merry Christmas all from Jep Greer.
Merry Christmas, Jeff.
that
He's a
brilliant.
Leesburg guy. I see him around town.
cool.
The
Good guy.
SodaStream source comes with a lighted carbonation indicator. Fill the bottle with water, snap it into the machine, push the button, bingo. No aspartame, no high fructose corn syrup.
Yay.
About 25 cents a can. Visit SodaStream.com or get it at Bed Bath & Beyond, Target, Walmart, Macy's, Kohl's, and Amazon.
Awesome.
Thank you in advance for that, and we hope you enjoy the SodaStream. Let's open it up.
Open
we
the
are
thing.
running turbo late, Rob.
The reason I played Lowrider by War, I wanted everyone to be familiar with this song. I'm sure you've heard it before.
Yep.
Was it not the theme to the George Lopez show?
Yeah, I think
It was.
I think it was. But this is a tape that we have on our YouTube page. It's a scrawny little kid, white kid. Looks like he's 12, and it doesn't look like he would have this in him. This is him. Mark will like this.
Okay.
This little kid is beatboxing.
Okay.
But he does something kind of like when Chet Atkins plays guitar and actually plays two things at once. He does the rhythm and the horn part of Lowrider simultaneously.
Okay.
Check this out. One kid. It's amazing.
Wait, hold on. He's doing
Both parts.
simultaneously?
He is.
How's he doing that?
I don't know.
He must be
He's
tapping
very
out the rhythm with his
coordinated.
hands
No,
while he...
it's a
No,
mouth thing.
It's all with his mouth.
Well, no, he can't.
Yeah.
He's using rhythm in the back of his throat, and then he's still being able to use his
make two
voice.
sounds at
Yes,
once.
it's amazing. Check it out again.
Wow.
I've seen it. It's amazing. So, Mark, try harder.
Yeah. Well, he goes to my camp.
So the video shows it better,
Yeah,
right?
you got to see it,
Oh,
but it's
dear.
pretty amazing. Oh, and by the way, speaking of calendars, Mike,
Yes.
you know,
8 more days till the end of the world.
That is the Maya calendar?
it is the Maya calendar.
We
Yeah.
I finally sold it the right way. That
Yeah.
is our Maya calendar.
8 more days till the end of the world.
Once again, you are listening to the Maya calendar.
8 more days until the end of the world.
That is awesome.
That is scary.
So watch
She into
out.
it?
She loves it.
Good,
I bet.
good, good.
I bet.
That's good. I like
I had just a massive treat this morning as I turned on the Channel 5 morning news show. And where is Holly Morris, Mike, but at Arena Stage? Because they're
Scrooged?
They're doing a play called the Pullman Porter Blues.
Really?
And you know who loves this play? Mayor Barry.
Oh, really?
Sure.
And I want you to hear Mayor Barry talk because he really doesn't
Fantastic.
sound like the Mayor Barry we've grown up with because he's like 80 now.
getting older.
The fine council member, Marion Barry, also happens to be standing by the piano. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Now, there are a lot of shows that are going on in the D.C. area right now, but there's only one that got a proclamation by the mayor.
That's right, absolutely, by the council. This is Pullman Porter's Awareness Month recognition resolution of 2012.
Yes, Oscar has his hand up.
He sounds like Cleveland from Family Guy.
Yeah,
that's the best.
A little more, Mike.
That's what I call vindication when I
And
hear
by
that.
all 13 members of the council.
Now-
Man for that.
Why was it so important?
And so he's very excited about this because this is not only a musical, but it also talks about the history.
What's
of,
the one where it's like, Schofield? Is that
I am
the
your
same
father.
play?
No, it's a different play.
A different play.
But you know what?
He loves the theater.
And he loves to sing. He actually sang this morning. He sang the old blues song Stormy Monday. And I
Really?
have tape of that right now.
They
Of
call
him
it
oh, wait.
Stormy
This isn't him singing.
12 days left for Christmas shopping.
Hello there.
12 days left to fill the stocking.
All right.
12 days left of Christmas
Okay.
shopping. Only got 12 days more.
Thank you. Thank you.
Here it comes.
Hi there. Only 12 more shopping days left. You better step on it or...
You'll be sorry.
I'm sorry. Here's Mayor Barry singing. It really is him.
Is he humming?
Well, they called it Stormy Monday.
Totally off cue.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, man, he's singing the blues.
And Tuesdays just as bad.
Mayor for life.
Oh, they called it Stormy Monday.
Okay, he just can't.
No, he can't.
Cinnamon D. Don't know about it all.
And then he told us
I know
there
you don't want to die, baby.
It was only 12
12
days left for Christmas.
Is he looking for the white storm?
Oh, they call it Cinnamon D.
Now, because I think most of America was watching the concert for Sandy last night, not
Yeah.
many people watched
God, I
Barbara
can't believe
Walters.
I missed that.
It was great.
It was
I don't
amazing.
I saw
normally
it.
watch these things, but I thought it was
I
awesome.
watched the Homo show.
It kept. Which one is that?
Barbara Walters.
Oh, and I'm glad you did because
Oh.
my buddy was on.
And I watched
The Fascinating People, Mike.
I watched the Barbara Walters special, and this is how bad it's become because she tries not to get really fascinating people. She gets a couple of fascinating
Right.
people,
Semi-fascinating
like Chris Christie
That's
and
what we're about
Hillary
to talk
Clinton
about, yeah.
and Seth MacFarlane. I thought they were, although I didn't watch the Seth part because it's boring because
Of
Seth
course.
MacFarlane is ridiculously overexposed.
Yes.
And
And overrated.
Well, I don't know if he's overrated. I think he's an incredible talent. I really do. But I mean, I think he,
Don't like him.
He's
I
a
know.
voice. It's jealousy, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm totally jealous
Yeah.
of Seth MacFarlane. But the One Direction, I'm sorry.
Well, that's fascinating to Julia.
and then General Petraeus. Yeah, you were involved in a scandal. I don't know. I wish.
Well, you know what? He was fascinating. I grow tired of him.
I like Ben Affleck. I enjoy it. It was.
I used to hate Ben Affleck. I think he's pretty charming.
It
now.
was not one of her better specials.
But
as
it
far
was
as I
great when
concerned.
she posed this question to Governor Chris Christie. I
Okay.
think you'll know the moment I'm about to
That was
play.
the best segment.
Oh, he is awesome.
Her choice of words.
very
I'm sorry, Buzz. What?
No, I just say her choice of words here is amazing.
Yeah.
I feel very uncomfortable asking this question when I'm sitting opposite you. But you are a little overweight.
More than a little.
Why?
If I could figure that out, I'd fix it.
Do you try to diet?
Oh, Barbara, I've had more diets and lost and gained back more weight in my lifetime than I care to count.
There are people who say that
God, he'd be
you
great.
couldn't be president because you're so heavy. What do you say to them?
No, that's ridiculous. I mean, that's ridiculous. I think people watched me for the last number of weeks in Hurricane Sandy doing 18-hour days, so I don't really think that would be a problem.
Oh, Governor! Governor!
Down goes Christie.
He is a purely likable human
Yes.
being.
Yes, he is.
And I agree with Rob. I think he's going to try to take some poundage off, and I think he is going to make a very legitimate run at 2016.
He won't really run.
Yeah.
Be more of a fast walk. He might do the elliptical.
Barbara set up that question. It wasn't on the tape there, but she set up the question by saying to Christie, I need to ask you about the white elephant, or about the elephant in the room. I thought that was a little rude.
That's
Now,
funny.
Just before we move on, I know we're running against the clock here. Do you want to hear any highlights from the Sandy concert?
I
last
do
night?
because it looked absolutely.
Amazing.
I would assume HBO is going to run it again.
It kept getting better and better and better. I think the most shocking moment, I actually heard that it could happen. I said, there's no way this will happen. The three living members of Nirvana came out on stage, and Paul McCartney sang with them.
Very cool.
I mean, it was amazing.
Kurt Cobain's
Paul did. He did Helter Skelter last night, which was not a surprise. He did this on his last tour. He sounds great. His band is great. But then he brought out Dave Grohl, Chris Novoselic, and Pat Smear.
Well, I mean, it wasn't the Paul McCartney show. It
wasn't.
It was. I mean, why don't we play the Bruce Springsteen Bon Jovi duet, which
Bon Jovi was great.
the highlight of the show, Rob.
Oh, did you want to hear that tape?
Well, that was the highlight of
That's
the show.
That's why they did it first, right?
That was the highlight of the
They
show.
are
right.
from Storm
That's
Ravaged,
the
New
big
Jersey.
clip that everybody's watching.
That's awesome.
Now that's great.
That was.
Because Paul McCartney came out like at 1 o'clock in the morning, right?
I think it was. It was close to
Yeah, the thing ran 6 hours or more.
Incredible show. Eric Clapton.
What a great cause.
Paul McCartney. Billy Joel, John Bon Jovi, Bruce Springsteen.
Did you say the Stones?
The Rolling Stones.
Who, by the way, were great.
The Who.
The Who.
The Who was awesome.
I would have.
Roger Waters from Pink Floyd.
Oh my God!
Did you see?
Pink
And
Floyd.
That was a great segment.
Yep.
Everything was one thing that I liked that was quiet, but it was nice. Michael Stipe from REM, along with Chris Martin from Coldplay.
Yeah.
And they did like a stripped down version of "Losing My Religion."
Oh.
It's just neat. I like when they do stuff like
just a dream, that's me in the corner.
Wonderful complimentary vocalist too.
Yeah.
Really, really terrific.
And you know what? For an event of that size and scope, the audio was amazing.
So
surprisingly good.
I assume quickly HBO will turn this around and run it again maybe over the weekend.
I would think so. I also think there will be a DVD release that they'll tighten it up and perhaps cut out most of the Jimmy Fallon
and on
part.
iTunes as well and Amazon.
Yeah.
I do hope that when they do rebroadcast it that you're still able to donate, and I would assume you will be able to.
I want to do that.
There's a special version of DVD coming out just for Mike with no Paul McCartney.
I like Paul McCartney.
I know.
It's just I believe that you're crazy for Paul McCartney.
A lot of people liked McCartney taking lead with Nirvana. There's a lot of criticism of it today as well.
I think it was, whether you like it or not, it was certainly a notable moment in music history because you got two very different eras coming together.
Absolutely.
So it was kind of nice.
And you know what? Kudos to all those guys for participating.
Yep.
in it.
And
That's
amazing
terrific.
that they're all in town for that. You know, it's not like the Rolling Stones are based in New York.
Yeah, I mean, when you have The Who and the Rolling Stones and Paul McCartney, happen to be in the same town, that's a big deal.
Pretty wild. I think we closed the audio vault today, Mike, with a story of historic cheese.
Scientists say that they have found evidence of cheese being made 7,500 years ago.
That's right.
Isn't that amazing? 7,500 years ago, yeah. The evidence was found at a 7-Eleven nacho bar.
That sounds like his voice was a little fast on that one.
Magic audio
We
vault,
will
Mike.
take a break and come back with Buzz and News right after this. I'm Ray Palme. Welcome back to MikeO'MaraShow.com. We are so excited about heading out to Quench on Friday night, and we hope you're there as well. And now, without further ado, let's get right to the Buzz News. Take it away, Buzz.
Well, we were brought to you by our DVD launch party at Quench in Rockville, Maryland.
Nice.
The fun starts at 8 p.m. tomorrow night as we release that latest DVD of our recent live sold-out
this party
show.
is really for the people that want to come out
Have it that
and
day.
get it before you have to go through any snail mail, any online stuff. Although we will get them to you, and we have improved our systems to get those all out to you. And now, what are the odds? Can we get these to people for Christmas?
We absolutely can. Yeah, these are going to ship and get to everybody before Christmas,
They
probably 3 or 4 days before.
They ship priority, right?
Yes,
Yeah, so
USPS
they'll
priority
get it.
mail.
But if you want to get your hot little hands on this thing, come out and join us tomorrow night. We're all going to be at Quench in Rockville on Treville Gateway Drive.
Right.
Nice.
And starts at 8 o'clock. We'd love to see you there. You can come out and get yourself the DVD. We'll sign it for you. You got the Quench cocktails. You got the great food at Quench. It's a wonderful place to hang out, and it's a very intimate location. So please join us tomorrow. It starts at 8 o'clock. It's our DVD launch party, and I want to make sure that everybody from Northern Virginia, from Maryland, from D.C., if you want to get your hands on these DVDs first before anybody else, tomorrow night is the night to do
Time to
that.
do it.
So we look forward to seeing all of you. And now here's the news with Buzz.
And if you require more information, visit quenchnation.com, or if you'd like to order the DVD, you can do that at our website, MikeO'MaraShow.com. If the spirit of Santa Claus is alive, then so is the spirit of the Grinch. In Boston, evildoers climbed a fence last weekend and stole a dozen Christmas trees and a CD player just to make sure there'd be none of that happy Christmas music playing.
Evildoers.
The trees belonged to a man who was selling them to raise thousands of dollars for a local children's hospital.
People are pricks.
But if you and your kids are worried about
Typical Boston.
Hey, hey.
That's a joke.
If you and your kids are worried about North Korea firing long-range missiles at us, the people who track Santa every year say don't. Not now, anyway.
Hey, Rob,
Yes.
I know you might not have it. Do you still have that clip of that lady, the anchor lady from North Korea? I watched it like 20 times yesterday.
Yeah, that's gone viral.
I deleted that. I'm sorry. I no longer have that.
Okay.
NORAD, the North American Air Defense Command, says this week's rocket launch by North Korea isn't big enough to carry a nuclear weapon to our shores, but the world is now watching to see if North Korea can develop a more compact nuclear warhead that would make it.
What's amazing is I love knowing that NORAD has something to do 364 other days
Right,
a
but they're
year
not
because I
tracking
just know them
Santa.
for tracking Santa.
Exactly. It's beginning to look a lot like after Christmas for our elected officials to avoid the fiscal cliff. House Speaker John Boehner says he remains the most optimistic guy in Washington, but he says there are still major differences.
Tears of optimism. Mike.
He says he's willing to help the president raise more cash if the president will cut social programs. President says he'll talk about cutting those social programs when Republicans agree to raise taxes on the rich. And while that beat goes on, we're already sliding off the cliff. Federal Reserve Chairman Ben Bernanke says just the threat of falling off the cliff is already hurting the stock market. And he says that although the Fed can often step in to correct problems with the economy, it would be powerless against this tsunami of trouble brought on by going off the cliff. So proud.
Do we have the plug?
We have the plug.
Give me the plug.
Give him the plug, Mark.
It's worth it again. I watched it 10 times.
Do you enjoy
yesterday.
the clip?
I love the
Or does
clip.
it enrage you?
It's a combination of both.
Oh,
But
okay.
it's such BS, and it's such the land of North Korea that is so horrible to its own people. And
I'm
such a
shocked they
terrible...
let women anchor.
And by the way,
Yeah.
while we're talking anchors, who's the hottie on Good Morning America we need to watch for?
Oh, her name is Rachel Smith.
It's a fake name.
She replaced the blonde lady
Legal.
on Good Morning America. She replaced the blonde lady on Good Morning America. Let me replay this. Hold on just a second. Let me just slide it back there. Here we go.
He's mousing.
Everybody's talking about this clip.
광명성 3호 2호기 위성 발사 성공.
We lost the rocket.
평안북도 철산군 소위 위성 발사장에서 운반 로켓 은하 3을 통한 광명성 3호
It fell to
2호기
Earth.
위성의
We know not
발사가 성공했습니다.
She's
All
a
right.
good lady.
And now because
And that
they-
was Joan London.
Because they're going to like this on WTNT.
광명성
Let's punctuate it with
3호
farts.
2호기 위성 발사 성공. 12월 10일 평안북도 철산군 소위 위성 발사장에서 운반 로켓 은하 3을 통한 광명성 3호 2호기 위성의 발사가 성공했습니다. 위성은 예정된 궤도에 진입했습니다.
Diane
모든
Sawyer.
말씀드리겠습니다. 12월 12일
Sure, we
excited.
launched a rocket that go up into space time.
Duh.
No, we
Man of-
launched a rocket. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
It would be foolish to underestimate the importance of this story. As of yesterday, the Google Maps app returned to the Apple App Store. iPhone users were gobsmacked when the app disappeared from their choices back in October. Apple was coming out with its own Maps app it wanted you to use instead.
Application.
Little did it know that the app would suck so severely that they'd have to fire the guy who created it and go back to competitor Google with hat in hand. Little did Apple know that Australian police would warn people not to use their app lest they wind up stranded in the outback desert. The good news, though, is that the Google Maps app is back and better than ever, now including turn-by-turn directions.
As a matter of fact, they interviewed the CEO of Google yesterday, and
What do you-
here's what he had to say.
I'd like to know.
All right.
광명성 3호 2호기 위성 발사 성공.
It was a major coup.
So to speak. Apple, by the way, may be on the verge of acquiring TomTom, a navigation device company that has its own awesome maps.
That's exciting.
It's owned by Tom Gavin.
And now, really good news for people going deaf from loud TV commercials.
Okay.
The Calm Act went into effect at midnight, requiring TV commercials to be no louder than the shows they interrupt. TV stations are adding equipment that podcasts and radio stations have had for years that keeps the volume of everything about the same.
Man, that is good news. Makes me want to shout at the highest mountain.
광명성 3호 2호기 위성 발사 성공.
And finally, here we go. Two men who are neighbors got into a knockdown, drag-out fight in Norwalk, Ohio, while watching a Thursday night football game in one of their garages. And although alcohol was involved, the
Hey,
fight...
it's like King of Queens. He used to watch TV in his garage.
That
as
was
a
such
matter
a
of fact.
funny show.
That was hysterical.
I liked when you were on it.
That was the best one.
We have a clip from King of Queens.
Do we? Can you run it?
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, here's Leah Remini.
광명성 3호 2호기 위성 발사 성공.
So these guys in Ohio are in the garage and they're watching the football game and they're drinking, and but the fight wasn't about football.
No.
The fight that broke out, it was about a court case involving one of the men, which was 48-year-old Roger Oates. Oates wanted his neighbor Scott Hall to testify in his behalf in the upcoming court.
See it coming, folks?
That's right, Mike. If you don't see this one coming up the interstate, there's something wrong with your vision. That's right. Hall refused to testify for Oates. I don't know. He might have said something along the lines of, I can't go for that, or maybe he didn't.
Oh, dear.
Anyway, the fight got ugly, and Oates was charged with felonious assault after biting a chunk out of Hall's forehead.
Oh, my God.
Yes. For this Hall & Oates, things got all man-eater.
Oh, God.
I'm Buzz Burbank on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Thank you very much, Buzz. That's it. We got to get out of here.
I love when you leave us with parting thoughts.
Our show is brought to you by Sherry's Berries.
12월 10일
Fresh dipped strawberries.
Thank you, Sherry.
An impressive gift for anyone on your list.
한국도 철산군 서해 위성 발사장에서
And they're perfect for holiday parties. Enormous, juicy berries. They're huge.
운반 로켓 은하 3을 통한
Dipped in your choice of white, dark, or milk chocolate, and your choice of your own toppings.
명성 3호 이호기 위성의 발사가
Including crushed almonds and chocolate chips. This week, listen to this, save over 40%.
성공했습니다.
It's very exciting.
With prices starting at $19.99, and you can double your berries for just $10 more.
예정된 궤도에 진입했습니다.
But hurry, this offer expires Friday at midnight. Go to berries.com, click the microphone, and enter the code. What's our code?
TMOS.
SDTMOS.
말씀드리겠습니다.
Oh, that's the wrong one. TMOS.
12월 12일
Yes,
평안북
thank you. I've gone too far with it. Berries.com, BERRIES.com, and use the code TMOS.
또 철산군 서해 위성 발사장에서 운반 로켓 은하 3을 통한
Let's do it all day. Thank you all very much for listening to the show. Bye-bye.
Ciao,
Bye-bye.
ciao.
Thank you.
장명성 3호 이호기 위성의 발사가 성공했습니다. 위성은 예정된 궤도에 진입했습니다.